Yeah, I did change, and I'm really glad I changed.
This one's wife. Look where this one's wife turned up. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. This one's wife can't lay low for long. She has to ensure that the world knows what she's doing. This is because at the centre of this one's wife there is a chasm. There is an emptiness. And that emptiness makes its presence felt to this one's wife with a sense of unease, a sense of anxiety. Something doesn't feel quite right. She doesn't know that it is the emptiness. She doesn't know that it is the howling wilderness that exists at the centre of her. But she senses this sensation of disquiet, unease. In some instances, it gets worse as her fuel level drops, particularly after she has experienced yet more wounding. There is a sense of impending doom, like the world is collapsing in on her. But on a day-to-day basis, it's like a nagging itch that's always there and she can't quite get rid of it. What this does is it compels her to seek out fuel, which is the lifeblood of the narcissist. She seeks that fuel from Harry as the intimate partner primary source. She seeks it from the staff around her, perhaps hoovering them through a Zoom call, or going to call upon a member of the household staff, issuing instructions to them. It might be as a consequence of compelling her to hoover a so-called friend to meet up for lunch, or to send a message to them, or to engage in a telephone call. It also compels her to try and provoke other people around her, which might explain the rumours of her having forays below the line in certain places. Her narcissism compels her to seek out the prime aims, and the presence of that emptiness causes her to need to go and find fuel. And this means that she needs to tell the world what she's doing. She needs the world to know that she sent out shitty jars of jam. She needs the world to know that she walked across a parking lot. She needs the world to know that she had an anti-stress sticker on her wrist as she exited the dentist's. She needs the world to know that she walked past Cameron Diaz whilst entering a restaurant. She needs the world to know that she was stood on the pavement, on the sidewalk, on a July the 4th celebration, and so on and so forth. Every minutiae, every piece of minutiae of this one's wife, she believes is fundamental and important. Her level of self-absorption is such that she truly believes that there are millions of people that are really interested in her. In a way, she's right. There are millions of people who are interested in her, but not for the reasons that she thinks. They're interested in her because they want to see her fail. They want to see the train wreck finally arrive at destination obscurity. She believes that people are fascinated by her because she's a fascinating person. She believes that people are intrinsically interested in what she does because, after all, who wouldn't be interested in getting a peek into the life of her? Thus, and she's not the only one, of course, that engages in this, many of the banal reality television stars and so forth that populate your feed, whether you like it or not, behave in a similar way, driven by their own narcissism to share the most banal of goings-on in the belief that people think this is interesting. This one's wife, therefore, ensures that information is leaked about her, that the PR puff pieces continue to populate the press. And she's popped up again, ensuring that she is seen, but of course the circumstances of it are rather laughable. Unsurprisingly, It just so happens that it is Hello that has popped up to tell us all about where this one's wife has popped up. And Rebecca Lewis is the unfortunate reporter who has actually been allowed out from the dungeon in London and is reporting from Los Angeles, presumably in a hermetically sealed container over in California, where two American celebrities with rubber-faced masks are compelling her to churn out some dross on the part of this one's wife. The article tells us, working 9 to 5, the Duchess of Sussex was spotted networking in her hometown of Monty Shit Show. With her hair loose and in her uniform of a shirt in neutral tones, wearing beige again, this one's wife sat front row. Well, of course, she has to be at the front. She's the most important person on the planet. And she was at an event hosted by Greycroft. What are Greycroft? Well, according to the description provided by Hello, they are a seed-to-growth venture capital firm that partners with entrepreneurs who are striving to build category-defining companies across intelligent consumer and enterprise applications, AI infrastructure, sustainability, and consumer products. And breathe. They have partnered with businesses including Bumble and Axios. Okay. So this one's wife believes that she is an entrepreneur. She believes that she's striving to build category-defining companies. And she's doing so across intelligent consumer and enterprise applications. Yeah, sure. Once again, this one's wife's narcissism is in full effect. Not only does it compel her to seek out fuel by ensuring that we are told that she attended this event to try and fill up that chasm, it also once again demonstrates her level of delusion, that she believes that she is an entrepreneur and that she's going to build a category-defining company. I should imagine that Greycroft are there thinking, quite happy to take your money, but American Riviera Orchard Retirement Homes is going to get nowhere. I suspect that this is an organisation which quite happily fleeces individuals with more money than sense. Undoubtedly will be telling them information that is useful. I'm not suggesting that Greycroft are scamming them, but rather that they will identify individuals who are susceptible to be giving this information who aren't actually going to go anywhere with it. It just so happens that a picture of this one's wife cropped up on somebody's Instagram account, which just then happened to be picked up by Hello. Isn't that fortuitous? So that this one's wife manages to ensure that everybody knows that she is an entrepreneur who is striving to build a category-defining company across intelligent consumer and enterprise applications. I am a businesswoman, I tell you. Damn it. Yes, this one's wife, once again, seeking to be taken seriously. And as you can see in the picture, there she sits, matching the colour of the chair upon which she is sitting. She's quite good at doing that these days. A little while ago in New York, she managed to look like a tube of toothpaste and blended into the chair there as well, if I recall correctly. Wearing her customary beige, hair all straggly, etc., she's there at the event looking to garner information to try and take American Riviera Orchard Retirement Homes to the next level. She certainly does try, but this is driven by her delusion that she seriously believes that she is a player with regard to doing this. But for once, she's actually seen to be doing something rather than just sitting at home poring over social media. The post on the Instagram account comes with some text which tells us, in business mode, yesterday this one's wife attended an invite-only event. Well, of course, she's uber special, isn't she? Featuring a curated guest list of selected individuals at the Rosewood Miramar Beach Hotel in Monty Shit Show, just a stone's throw from the Sussex's home. Thanks to an amazing follower of mine for giving me the heads up. Wonder whom that might have been. Selected individuals, i.e., these are people who are trying to run businesses, but they are clearly going to need our input, and we'll charge them a nice fat fee for doing so. It was an event hosted by Greycroft. Then explains what they do again. Apparently, Greycroft has raised over $3 billion in capital, has made over 400 investments since inception, including Bumble, Axios, and more. Well, there was this one's wife. It was held a few days ago. There was a speech by Brian Bustamante Nicholson, a growth investor, who shared that everyone in the audience had been invited because we want to work with you as investors and entrepreneurs, and we can't wait to build with you all. Or, more honestly, you've got money, we want it. Hello espouses the virtues, of course, of this one's wife as being a businesswoman by telling us this one's wife's appearance does not come as a surprise, as she has been forging her own path as a businesswoman since her and husband Prince Harry left the British royal family in 2021. I thought it was 2020, but there we are. Alongside the Archewell Foundation, the pair have also inked deals with yada yada yada, telling us about Netflix, and telling us about podcasts, and telling us about American Riviera Orchard retirement homes, telling us about the fact that she's invested in Clever and Ethic. And then we get all of the blurb about what Clever does. And then there's a bit about the fact that Archie's going to turn 5, which is today. Thus, we have another PR puff piece which seizes upon the fact that this one's wife can't do anything without ensuring the world knows about it, which, of course, is driven by her narcissism. It also gives us another look at the level of delusion this woman experiences because she thinks that she's an entrepreneur, despite all the evidence being to the contrary. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.